Welcome to this week's Maryland's Missing and the Murdered. Maryland's Missing and the Murdered is a weekly YouTube channel that covers the topic of Maryland's missing and murdered individuals. This week we are covering a serial killer. On May 3, 1986, 37-year-old Mary Shereika was reported missing by her fiancé when she did not return home from jogging. She was found by police in a field after she was dragged there. She had been sexually assaulted, strangled, and stabbed, with her throat being cut. Bodily fluids from the killer were found on her body. On October the 8th, 1986, 34-year-old mother Boon Anderson was found deceased, naked in her bathtub by her 11-year-old son. She had been strangled, stabbed, and tied up. There was bodily fluid from the killer found on her body. On January 15, 1993, 14-year-old Lisa Haenel was stabbed as she was going to school. Her nude body was found in a ravine the next day. She was not sexually assaulted. There was an unsmoked Newport cigarette a few feet from her body that had her blood on it and saliva from an unknown individual. On June 13, 1994, married mom of two sons, Debra Cobb, was stabbed to death 14 times while her throat was cut in her office where she worked as an office manager. I could not find a picture of her. While police was investigating Debra's murder, they started to question all those who worked in the office complex. While in the United Van Line's office, police found Debra's ID card in the desk of Alexander Watson Jr. On June 20, 1994, he was charged with Debra Cobb's murder. On December 12, 1994, Alexander Watson was sentenced to life in prison after he pled guilty. On January 27, 1995, he wrote a letter to the judge and blamed the killing on his cocaine addiction. Fast forward to August 2002, where police tested the DNA collected in Mary Shereika and Lisa Haenel's cases. The DNA to both cases were matched to the same person. Another year would pass in October 2003, where that DNA matched Alexander Watson. When questioned by police in prison, Alexander Watson admitted that Mary Shereika was running past him while he was getting high in the park. Then another year later, in 2004, Alexander Watson Jr. was a match to the DNA for Boon Anderson. Boon Anderson was the mother to one of Alexander Watson's friends. In 2007, Alexander Watson Jr. was sentenced to a total of 5 life terms. He is imprisoned in Cumberland, Maryland. Thank you for joining me this week. If there is a missing or murdered case that you would like to see on this channel, email me at marylandsmissing@gmail.com. Music is by Silent Vengeance. Sources will be listed in the outro. Please like and subscribe. Click the bell so you will be notified when the next cases are released. I will see you again next week. Be kind to one another. You never know what will happen tomorrow.